What's going on, everyone? It's video time. I am busy closing my door. So, as you see, I added the pictures this game. I pointed at the screen just now to indicate that pictures were added, but obviously you can't see that. So this is a good game for us, because Anand has white, so good chance he's going to win, and the score is tied 1.5 all. I got home real late, so I may be a little tired. I may rush things a little bit, but please forgive me. We're rooting, of course, for Anand because for some reason we don't like Topalov. Although I like the fact that Anand refused to play by Sophia rules, so Topalov was like, screw you. I'm never going to offer or accept any draws the entire match, basically making it Sophia rules. I think that's sort of awesome because it's good for the fans. It's always good to get to see a game played as deeply as possible. So it should be a fun match because of that. and we saw in the first draw yesterday, basically they just repeated moves in the end of the game. That was the only way a draw could occur. So let's do this. Let's do this, Anand. So he played d4, hoping for some e4 action, but we have some Catalan. He used this to win the second game. I don't know. He seemed to win pretty nicely. We're going pretty quickly here because whatever. So interesting. It looks a little risky after pawn takes. Oh, he doesn't even take it. It looks somewhat risky, but maybe there's no discoveries. I guess like he just moves the rook and then what? I don't know. Here a6. The a pawn's defended. So okay. So instead he goes knight a3, and the idea is if this pawn moves, he gets to take on c4. And this looks just awkward, so I don't know what black does here. Bishop d7, okay. It looks kind of awkward, doesn't it? But and Topalov's not moving that quickly, so it's clearly not all so obvious. I mean, I have a good feeling for Anand here. It just looks like black's position is a little funny. Knight e5, here we go. He's going right after him. Doesn't it look just a little funny to you? Like he has to go somewhere like rook a7 now. My cat's climbing on the desk. Fortunately, though, when I'm not playing a blitz game, it's much easier to deal with a cat climbing all over things. But he has something like rook a7. I don't know. It just looks awkward to me, man. I mean, there's a number of things we can do. We can take this. And we could even take with this, and if queen takes... Oh, there's no... I thought we could take the a-pawn, but knight's blocking it. So... I don't know. Well, he probably is going to go rook... Oh, he doesn't even go rook a7. I forgot about this move. Duh. Man. I wish I saw more things. I mean, okay, this is like just totally obvious. It's just carelessness that I didn't immediately consider it. e4 is possible. Blocks the bishop, unfortunately. These are always tricky positions. I mean, I'm not a big expert at them. I mean, we like some ideas like this, maybe. I don't know. Is this any good? Right, the king's still in the center. It's a little annoying. Probably black can just castle. My cat is making all kinds of havoc in the background here. I just want to go further into the game. e4. Castle, sorry, that makes sense because with our king in the center, it's very hard to do too much. I may be throwing my cat out of the room very shortly. The problem is, I was going to do the video with him outside the room, and he just kept meowing, and I figured that would be more distracting because sometimes when he's in here, he just sits quietly, but this is not one of those times. It makes it very hard to think, and so all of my ideas may be stupid. So, okay, basically black's up a pawn, but, there's some weird, the pieces are, a little weird. I mean, everything's kind of hanging by a thread. Like, this pawn is defended by this bishop, which white can take at any time. White is the center. So, optically it looks good for black, but white definitely has plenty of play. I mean, white's still playing to win this game, for sure. Like, white believes he has some edge, and he's going to push it. I mean, I've never played this kind of position really for either side, so I've never had a great understanding as to how to play it. I mean, I just don't really know what to do in this type of position at all. So we're gonna find out. Rook d1, alright. Develop a piece. And maybe he's just going to play it slow and hope that black has problems. I mean, I guess black wants to develop this knight, but not so easy to do so. This maybe is awkward for... I don't know, it doesn't... I mean, probably his idea of this is to go knight d7, because it's a better square. To get rid of this knight on e5, which is a huge pain in the neck. I mean, f6 is also playable. I mean, I would be tempted to make a move like that if I was playing. But yeah, again, this looks, I guess, reasonable. He played it he played it in 3 minutes. Man, this is how you see how little understanding IMs have and shit. Like, I have no idea what's going on. So when you are paired with an IM or a master or whatever, you should not be intimidated by them. They basically have no clue ever of what's happening in chess game. Okay, I'll force myself to say a move. Like, if I was playing this game, I'd have to make a move. I would make the move. I mean, I can't even reasonably guess a move. It's just that bad. Jeez, I don't know. Queen somewhere. No. I mean, rook c1, does it do anything at all? It just doesn't seem like it does. I have to make a move, though, or I'm going to run out of time. Assuming, I have okay, I have 20 seconds to make a move or I lose. Let's see, what will we do? God, I mean, f4 looks ridiculous. Rook c1 seems useless. Alright. Whatever. I don't know what to do, so I'm going to go rook c1. Alright, d5. Okay, I mean, I guess he's just going for some endgame edge. I mean, we can. Oh, okay. We can now take this. I don't know. Okay, I mean, looking at it more, it does make sense. Queen d6, attack the knight. Oh my God, you see, I'm tired. I can't even think about what to do. I mean, we can do something like this. Oh, and if knight takes, knight b5, intermezzo. But you can also go bishop takes. But this runs into some weird stuff. I don't know. Knight c6 seems quite reasonable to me. Zippy. Sorry, Zippy's the name of my cat. I can't be bothered to analyze this position. There's too much going on. It's late in the night. Let's get further into the action. Knight g4. That is not what I expected for some reason. But maybe he has the idea of queen g5 and going for some kind of funny attack. He just wants to keep the pressure. Queen c5. Man, I don't know I just don't know what's going on. I have a feeling that Anand's going to get him. I just really feel it. If queen g5, f6 seems quite possible, and then I don't really know what we achieved. So, what to do? Hey, I just have a feeling, I just really believe that Anand's going to get him. First of all, let me tell you something. Anand has so much natural chess talent, it's ridiculous. I think he has more than Topalov, and when he plays a match, he really goes for it. There's a difference between it. I think he's played enough tournaments in his life. All right, he's played so many tournaments. It's the same thing over and over and over. But you saw what he did to Kramnik, and I have this feeling that he's slightly better than Topalov at chess. That's just my feel. I might be wrong. And I feel in a match it's going to shine through. I mean, he's faced with a lot of disadvantages. He's playing on Topalov's home turf. He had to deal with this annoying travel thing before the match, which, probably is a little annoying. But, honestly, I don't really buy those excuses in chess, because I've played at very high level. I mean, not quite at these guys' level, but I played at pretty high level, and while it's true that stuff can be annoying, usually it's just bullshit excuses that people use when they don't do well. I mean, I guarantee you, he wins this match, you're not going to hear much about it. He loses this match, you're going to hear lots about it. It's just a convenient thing to talk about. And, I was guilty of that, of course. Whenever I was tired and I won, I didn't really talk about how tired I was. But when I lose, it's oh my God, I couldn't sleep. I just, how could I possibly even calculate 2 moves ahead? So, I don't really buy. I buy almost no excuses in chess. You know, everyone has their little problems that they're dealing with. Almost nobody can be in that perfect state. And something that happened like a few days before the match. You know, people talk about how they need to get acclimated and all this stuff. And yeah, it's nice, but come on. Let's get serious here. You know, you're just sitting. I mean, I understand playing chess is hard, but you're just sitting in front of a board thinking for a bunch of hours. It's really not that hard. You just have to do it one time per day. And it's not that hard to just put all your energy into doing this one time a day. I know it's stressful, but you know what? I've played a lot of important games too. And, I mean, everyone's different, but I think a lot of these guys, you know, they take it too serious. I mean, they act like it's a little more important than it is. Some of this stuff. Anyway, what's going on here? I don't know why he's going to win. I have no idea what he should do. I just have a feeling. I just look at the position and it makes me happy. I want to go for some all-out attack somehow, but I don't really see how. I mean, God, I'm yawning. D6, knight D7. Not really sure what that does. E5 and ideas of queen G5. It just looks too risky, though. So what does he do here? I don't know, man. I give up. Let's see what he does. Knight. Oh, boring. Jesus, man. These guys. I wanted to see him use that knight to checkmate somehow, but okay. You know, I'm like a caveman, while these guys are like highly refined geniuses. So he's just going to, you know, slowly. You know, Black's development has some issues. He's going to try to win a pawn back, and he's going to try to take advantage of that development at some point. So knight A6. You know, someday rook c1 is going to look useful around now, actually. I would do it now. Let's just try to guess one move right. Oh, but he can go knight d3. And queen takes d3 doesn't help, because the knight on a6 defends the queen on c5. So rook c1 actually doesn't look useful at all. Sorry, I feel so hopeless this game. I don't know what to do. I mean, we can take on c6, and then bishop takes, and then take on b5, and then bishop takes, and then somehow all the pieces are hanging on. And then we could go knight takes c4 and bishop takes and rook c1. And let me give a demonstration of what I'm talking about real quickly. You know, and use some pin here. I don't know with this rook, but it looks like annoying. Oh, sorry, that's like queen takes rook. So we could take that. Is what I'm saying. Is this so special for white? Maybe white's a little better. I don't know, because we have a bishop, but it shouldn't be anything too special. Let's take a look at what he does. He takes it. Oh, and he doesn't even take back. He just takes that. Wow. It's kind of surprising. I mean, now white looks like white should be better, right? Like the pawns are doubled, right? So white's got to have some edge. Put a rook on c1. Rook c1 is a blitz move. It's also useful on a1 because it attacks a4. So it's hard to say if that's really the best. I mean, I don't know. e5 is interesting. Just trade those bishops, because the bishop defends defends a4. I don't like it though, because I don't like something like this, and then knight c5, and then knight d3 or knight b3, and a4 is defended very well. This check, you know. So let's see what he does. Rook c1, right? He plays the blitz move. Sometimes blitz moves are good. When I say blitz move, I mean if you're playing a blitz game, it's the move you would make without thinking. So most of you would play as well as Anand in a 1-minute game of that move. Isn't it nice? h6. I gotta tell you, that was not the move I expected. You know, the queen's like being faced with attack by the rook. You know, usually you're like, hey, I want to move the queen out of the way. But the problem is, this a-pawn. Anand's gonna beat this guy in this game. You just watch. Topalov's gonna get his butt whooped. Oh, he's not up. I'm an idiot. White's still down a pawn. Never mind. Really, I promise to do better in future games. Really, I got home really late, and it was a choice between doing it now, tired, or doing it in the morning. And just after I give this whole speech about how you can't have excuses, I'm already making excuses why I suck in this game. Just forgive me, alright? Is there even a game tomorrow, probably? It's a rest day every 2 games, right? Oh well. That's funny. On Friday, too, I come home real late. I'm never gonna do good for you guys. But yeah, I don't know. So, maybe Anand's not gonna win due to the fact that he's not up a pawn anymore. Knight d6. Come on, put some pressure in these these queens running around. But I don't see how White's going to do anything here. I mean, we're not even up any material. I don't see like any big attack that White has. I mean, maybe knight g4, knight h6 ideas, but come on. That stuff works against your local 1500 player. Or whatever, against some, like, it just doesn't, you always feel like there's that kind of attack's not really going to work. But, maybe, who knows. Let's see what he does. Oh, he's going for it. The 1500 attack is his option. I mean, what else, right? I mean, but is like let's say black passes. Could White even take on h6? I have no idea. I have no idea what White's idea here should be. Like it's hard to get the rooks into the game. It's hard to get your pieces in. So, like, are you just going to take on h6 and like hope for the? Oh, probably you are actually, because that does look pretty dangerous. Like, let's say black passes. Like, just pretend the a pawns aren't there. Right? I'm just going to move a pawn. I mean, it's kind of dangerous. We have all kinds of checks. What does black do here? f6, I guess. Bring the queen in to defend. I mean, obviously pretend that I can't take on a3. Queen e7 is also playable. I mean, even here it's not so clear that we have anything. So let's see what black does. Rook d8. Yeah, and that's obviously much better than passing. So I have a hard time believing knight h6 is going to do anything. So probably the knight wants to come to e5 is what's actually happening here. Oh, I was wrong again. He just goes right for it. I hope this works. And that you teach this guy a lesson. So I gave 2 ideas last time, which were f6 and queen e7. I think both are plausible. Let me think. I mean, you got to make a choice here. f6 runs into bishop h3. I don't like that anymore. That e pawn's too weak. So I mean, queen e7 looks like the right choice. And then what would White do? I don't know. Queen e7. I just need to get my rook into the game, but I don't know how. Alright, I have an idea, I guess, actually. Queen e7, e5. After bishop takes, forget anything and just go rook here right away. Forget recapturing. Recapturing is for suckers. Yeah, I like this. Because I was looking at this move, rook h4, and now we're threatening mate. And I was looking at the queen sack, but then pawn takes, and then if bishop takes rook, knight e4 should lead to mate. Probably, right? Well, maybe not. Maybe, no, if knight d5, knight f6, and then after pawn takes, it's mate on g7. But yeah, man, he's gonna get schooled. Anand's too good. Anand. Yeah, I like this movie. Let's see what black does first. Alright, he goes f6. Now the other choice. I mean, I have a feeling e5 is pretty strong. I mean, obviously I looked at it pretty briefly. Maybe White has some defense. Let's just see. I like this rook, although the other rook has some benefits because bishop f3 doesn't attack a rook anymore. So they're both quite possible. And also, you never know when you might want to use it down here. But actually, well, okay, let's just stick to this rook for now. f5 is playable. I kind of want to use this rook. I have a feeling f5, probably pawn takes en passant, and then rook c4. Yeah. It's actually, this is a real pain. It's very hard to stop. This might just be winning. So maybe that's why he didn't do it. So he went f6. I was thinking like some kind of bishop h3 is really annoying because like it distracts the queen. Like if he now defends like this, now we check, and if here we take on e7, and if king here, I mean I didn't have a follow up, of course, but it's like we're hanging on by a wire here. You never know when e5 again, and some rook lift. I mean, well, she's going to get mated. Let's try. I mean, even e5 right away. I don't know. He goes e5 right away. I mean, he's going to bring the rook in, and so bishop takes bishop seems almost forced. And then maybe he wants to go rook c4. I don't know. The crazy attack. I mean, that's or rook d4. I don't want to leave my pieces. Actually, I mean, it's a lot riskier now because we're not threatening so clearly. We're not so clearly threatening checkmate. Or how about just this simple move? I mean, even that looks like a big pain. Just sacking a piece straight up. Well, let's see. Black probably takes. Okay. The question: do we go rook c4? I mean, first of all, let me tell you a secret. Topalov's going to lose. I know I'm a bit of a homer here, but man, I just feel it. Is Anand sacking all these pieces to not checkmate Topalov? No, he's a good player, and he's sacrificing them all because Topalov, he sees that Topalov's going to lose. I don't see it yet, but I understand how it could be. I mean, okay, we can't go rook d4, by the way, because of queen takes. Although even then it's a draw. Or at least a draw. So rook c4. Let's take a look at this move. I know normal people might just recapture something, but we're down a piece, so we already sacked one at h6, so we can't recapture. I mean, that's kind of pathetic. Well, queen g7 though. What are you going to do there? So I don't understand how this works. So I'd say we actually, I mean, queen g7 is just a pain in all lines. We never want to allow that unless we have some kind of way to recover a piece. It just never makes any sense to allow queen g7. So I think almost certainly this is the correct move. We're down 2 full pieces on the board, though, you realize. But you know, sometimes you just have to go for it. And you know, we should always have some kind of drawing trick. Like if this move, worst case. What was I thinking? Yeah, we can just go like back and forth like this, because if queen here, knight f7 might be strong. Actually, though, even here, then king here, and then if queen takes queen, it's not so clear this is good for us. But we can win a piece back, but we're already down a piece. So, I mean, I'm probably missing like a million things here, by the way. Well, okay, what was I looking at? Bishop f3. Just somehow distract the queen and queen g7's checkmate. Is there any way to do that? I mean, f7's also in the cards, by the way. I just want to point that out. I don't know. Maybe just rook takes is okay, but actually, like this runs into, you know, queen takes d8 stuff. I mean, like real headaches. Like king here to avoid it being check when we capture on d8, and now I like a move like this, you know, with the idea of rook h4 mate. I mean, that's a real nightmare too. And if that works, actually, that's pretty strong. So I'm just going to say he takes an f6. All right, he does. And black plays rook d6. So started to get desperate, sack the exchange back, but now it's 3 pieces for 2 rooks. But I mean, it looks like a good try. But here's the thing. Okay. So first of all, white has a forced draw. Queen g6 is a draw. Because if king here, can't go queen h7 because of queen takes. So the only move is this. Alright, so we can make this move for free, but it doesn't really do so much. I mean, rook d6 seems like the only real thing. I mean, I'm assuming he doesn't just take a draw. I assume that he's still trying to win this. So, okay, rook d6. And now, queen h7 seems relatively natural. But then we can trade queens and take on g2. And after black takes on f6, the question is, oh, white's probably better there. Because rook c... Oh, sorry. I wanted to go rook a1, rook a4, rook a5, something like that maybe. Although if rook a1, knight c5. I'm sorry if I'm going a little fast, but every now and then I'm just going to say moves. I'm not going to play every single move on the board, so you're going to have to follow the lines I'm talking about a little bit on occasion. do? I don't know. Queen h7 definitely seems natural, because otherwise we're going to come in eventually, or we're going to... But, okay, the other option is to save the bishop with some move like bishop e4 or something. I don't know. Let's see what black does. We're playing for white here. Okay, bishop e4 is what he does. Do we have a forced draw still? Probably. Probably queen g5 is still a forced draw. I mean, yeah, it is a forced draw. Black has no real way out. Because if king h7, queen h5, this is the only legal move. And if here, queen h6, and bishop, any block move leads to taking, which wins for white. So it's always nice when white has a forced draw. And now we can just sit here as Anand and try to figure out, can we win? Now we have a few ideas. We're down 3 pieces for a rook, which is actually a significant disadvantage. We have an idea of rook takes e6. The problem with this move is I'm concerned with queen h7. Although, well, oh, we have this pain in the ass move. Actually, I forgot about, because queen here loses a queen to this move, and if bishop here, you know, like rook e7. I don't know, man. It looks like again f7 might win. Yeah, it probably does, because then we take on g6. So probably king h8 is forced, and now something like rook e7 seems like a real nightmare. I mean, it just seems really ugly. I mean, maybe I'm missing something, but yeah, it seems really ugly. So that's one slow option, to just take on e6, and you know, I think it's reasonable. Of course, like, there's a lot of things that could be missing, but it looks very reasonable, because idea of taking the bishop and idea of rook e7. So that would be my gut instinct. I mean, other ideas are rook c4 to just try to, you know, get the rook into the game. Then probably queen h7 again, and it's a little better version for black. Well, let's just see. I'm gonna predict rook e6. Boom. Attack like Anand for one move. Knight d3. Okay, so he didn't know what to do. I'm really not feeling very confident about this move. Okay, it attacks f2 though. Sorry. So that is meaningful, because that's checkmate. So let's not get checkmated. Alright, queen g5, king h7, king h8 is forced. I just feel like, and then we can go queen h4. No, then bishop h7. I'm scared that you'll end up having to repeat in some position, you know. And it'll ruin everything. All right, we have interesting move of interesting. Doesn't quite work. The move. I wanted to play the move rook c5. The idea is if queen takes, queen g7's mate, and if like some knight takes, rook e7. The problem is, I think black holds on here, and it's just up too many pieces for the queen. Just too much. I think black's just winning. But you know, it's a kind of motif we gotta think about. You see why it's good I didn't spend too much time earlier in the game. I mean, obviously this is a lot more interesting than that stuff. Another, by the way, option is just the simple rook c2. Play it safe. Keep all our options still. Now that the knight's gone from b4, the knight on a6 is often under attack. So that's something else to think about. I don't think f7 doesn't do anything, probably. Well, actually, no, it doesn't do anything. The problem is f7. If rook takes f7, this is mate. And if king takes, you know, something somewhere, probably. Maybe not. Maybe you can actually take with the king. I was just assuming we had something, but maybe rook f6 and queen f8, yeah. So if queen, what was the one? Queen takes is the problem. And then I was thinking, yeah, I didn't see a move like queen g5, queen g7. That doesn't quite work. So many options, man. Do we still have the draw? I think we do, right? I think we always have this draw. fold your horses? Interesting. Alright. Intermezzo. Because I really like this rook c5 move. You know, it's like it's like an aggressive way to defend c2. Because it threatens to bring the rook into the game. So we play this move. And now it's different. Because we're threatening queen h6 and rook g5 mate, basically. We're also threatening stuff like, we could do something like this, though. But I just have like for instance, we can now go check with here, and if queen h7, rook h5, so he has to block with the bishop, and then we have a move like rook e7. Like, my idea is just to save as much time as possible. And now the difference between this move is that now if queen takes, still queen mate, and if knight takes, rook e7, we're threatening to take the rook off the board, and now this move loses immediately to this move. So he can put the rook somewhere else, and he has a lot of pieces for the queen and all these lines, and they're all defending each other. So if he can just put the rook somewhere, maybe it's okay. Like, he can't put it here because check followed by check or something, I think, will be annoying, and we'll win the rook for nothing. But like, maybe he can put it here where the knight's defending it. Oh, but then I would do this, take, and then queen, and his pieces are a little discombobulated. Yeah. And we have all these passed pawns on the queen side. So, this crazy rook c5 move looks interesting. But probably he can also just go rook c2. Let's see what he does. Oh, after queen g5, that was. Okay, he just goes rook c2 and plays it safe. I don't blame him. I easily could have missed something there, too, of course, yeah, this is the thing. Like, well, maybe he could have done that in the other line, too. No, he couldn't, because, maybe you could just do this here. I don't know. But I was going to go rook e7 then, Oh, but then he could go knight takes. Take the rook off. Yeah, so maybe it's just a piece of garbage, my line. Oh, no, but he can't. He can't take because... You can't take on c5 because then I take on h7 and go mate. So, I don't know. It's probably worth considering, but... I want to... Just the one thing I want to check with Rybka after the game. Obviously, in a pressure situation, it's hard to make a move like that, even if it works, even if you think it works, because if you miss something, you might lose, and he doesn't have that much time to be sacking rooks like a lunatic. Queen g5 seems natural, because if queen g6, f7 wins again, and if king h8, rook to e7, so let's see. Oh, he does that first, alright. Man, I mean, I assume Anand sees some forced win, because... So rook takes loses to rook e8. King takes loses to something, I'm sure, like rook f6 and queen f8. So this is the only move that doesn't lose instantaneously. And then we got... Okay, so worst case, we have this move. And if queen here, we can take, and then take here. And we have 2 points... That's probably a winning endgame, because we have these 3 outside pass pawns, and, they're pretty dangerous. And all their moves, well, actually, I don't see the forced win after bishop h7. Let me think. Was my move queen g5? Is that the best move? Well, actually, no. We can just take this now, because everything's defended. And if knight f2, I just go check. Yeah, this is just winning instantly. And the queen. Oops, what the hell happened? Oh, come on, man! I pressed the wrong button, and it's gonna do. I have to look at the game. I have to start again. I'm sorry. I pressed some weird button. Oh, what do you do? Rook c2. Yeah, f7 looks deadly, like what we just looked at. And I said rook e4 is winning, right? Yeah, rook e4. He's gonna lose, man. Yeah, come on. Yeah, that's gonna save you. Yeah, right. Come on, man. Not gonna happen, Topalov. I mean, like rook e7 looks good. I don't know what he's planning after rook e7. I have no idea. I mean, I don't even see a move at all. It's like almost immediate mate. I'm just gonna say rook e7. Bye-bye. See? Resigns. Did I not call that? By the way, the whole time I told you Anand was going to beat him. I knew. I could just feel the position. I could just feel it. Sorry, Topalov. I'm sure there's lots of analysis in this game, so let's go look. Beautiful attack, by the way. Rook c2 is nice and simple and good. I look off screen. So how do I do this? Where should I look? Chessbase.com. Anand wins game 4. Analysis by somebody. All right. Knight h6 is winning, they say. Boom. And like we said, alright, so let me go back a few moves. They say it just wins. If queen e7, it agrees with whatever we came up with. E5, bishop takes, rook d4. It says it's mate in 11, whatever. F6, e5. I think we suggested that as an option. We were looking at bishop h3 and e5. Strongest and most elegant, it says. I'm telling you, man. They said rook c2 exclamation point, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, obviously it looked pretty good the way he just killed him afterwards. So. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm curious if rook c5 worked at all. Wow, it seems like there was almost no way to stop knight h6, and black's h6 move wasn't very good. Black should have played. You know, remember how I said h6 looked ridiculous to me? They say that black's best try was queen e7, which, you know, to me looks like by far the most obvious move that you would play in a blitz game. Okay, the idea is white gets the pawn back, and then after knight a5, somehow we just go like this and bring some rooks into the game. Weird stuff. Somehow knight a3 and move 10 was a novelty. Let me open up the computer. I just want to see if that ridiculous move I was saying doesn't lose. That knight rook c5 move. See if it doesn't lose right away. I told you he was going to get him. Once Anand has an initiative like that, man, you're screwed. You can't give players an initiative in this, an initiative that almost wins. You're never going to find the defense, even if it. I mean, this one happened to actually win supposedly, but where were we? I just want to see if this move worked at all, or if it was just bad. What's Rybka think? So Rybka thinks every move's winning, including rook to c5, but it likes rook c2 and queen g. Oh, queen g5 was my first choice, right? And then rook c5 followed after it. Yeah, okay, but it doesn't quite see the big difference. It says rook c2 game over, rook f1 game over, rook c5 white's still winning. Probably the only difference here is that black can get some kind of queen sack, which is what it says. It says rook takes and rook a8, and then yeah, I mean okay, I kind of saw this and that. I figure these passed pawns are just winning, and the machine thinks it is too. But obviously, what he did was cleaner, because it's funny they say queen g5 also is winning, even more winning. But what are you gonna do? Oh, and just take this, okay? And rook h4, brutal, man. Good game. All right, and Anand is ahead. I told you Anand's gonna win this match, man. It's just gonna happen. Let me see. Do they not play tomorrow? Where's the schedule? Oh, one sec. Un segundo, por favor. How do I figure out the schedule? Probably I do finger world champ 10. Man, how I find it. Next game, rest day is April. Okay, so every other day. So tomorrow is a rest day. So no games tomorrow. And all right, cool. I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed it. It was Anand's gonna win this match. You heard it here first. See you guys. Bye bye. By the way, real quickly, does anyone know what the betting line was before the match? I always feel like Anand was going to beat him. I'm just curious. By the way, also, if it goes to tie breaks, I will be leaving to St. Louis that day for the U.S. Championship, which I'm doing some stuff at. So I won't be able to cover those. But at the U.S. Championship, I'm going to be doing some fun things. I'm going to be like the producer. You know how like the commentators do the games and commentate. Hopefully, I'll get to do some commentary because it's like on Chess FM also. So hopefully, I'll do that for you guys. Although I probably have to be a little less relaxed than usual because whatever they like corporate and stuff. But I'm going to be the one who kind of like. I'm going to be watching and monitoring all the games and telling them which games are exciting and which ones to look at, because sometimes they're talking about games and they're missing all the great action. So that's my job, to make sure they're basically like I'll tell them what games to look at. I think it's Maurice, Ashley, and my sister are commentating, so it'll be a good group. And whatever. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.